Good evening, everyone. Isn't it nice to be here in person rather than having Zoom sessions for the last 2 years? As Vice President for Social Responsibility, it is a privilege and an honor to open this year's Making a Difference Awards. As you know, social responsibility is a core goal of the university, along with research and innovation and teaching and learning. Whilst we take this as a given, we have to remember that this is unique in higher education. It is important that we keep in mind that it's not just about what we are good at, but what we are good for. I'm really passionate about our university leading the way, delivering its commitment on social responsibility and civic engagement, and making a difference, not just to our local communities, but beyond that, to communities more widely, nationally and globally, and helping meet the significant challenges that the world faces in the 21st century. And I know that that same passion is shared by our staff, our students, and our alumni as they work to make a difference, but also to challenge us to go further and faster. This year is the first year we've built civic engagement into our social responsibility plan, recognizing the role we play and need to continue to play in making a difference in our local communities. It is our 8th year of the awards. Our last 2 award celebrations have had to be virtual, and it is great to be back together in person to celebrate our work in social responsibility. The last 2 years have really shown the importance of our work in this area. The COVID pandemic, in a very short span of time, has brutally exposed the inequalities in our society, both here in the UK and globally. We've seen the disproportionate impact on the elderly, many ethnic minority groups, people from deprived communities, and people without access to healthcare. The work, which we'll hear about today, aims to address the root causes of those inequalities, and it is great to be here to celebrate and hopefully inspire others. Your presenters for tonight will be Dr. Julian Edwards, our Director of Social Responsibility, and our Chancellor, Lemn, Sissay, who will be host for this evening. But before I hand over the stage to them, I'm absolutely delighted to introduce our President and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dame Nancy Rothwell.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Lemn. Thank you, everybody who's made tonight such a welcome return back to being here in the beautiful Whitworth Hall, as opposed to watching on a screen at home. Obviously, many of you are here in the room, but there are also many more people watching online and hopefully catching up later. So whether you're a member of our staff, a current, a future, or a former student, a member of our board or General Assembly, an external partner of the university, or just tuning in to see what on earth this is all about, you're all very welcome indeed. At the end, we have a recorded message from the chair of our board, Edward Assel, and I do, of course, want to say how very grateful we are that our Chancellor, Lemn Sissay, is here again. He's been here every year for the past 7 years, although occasionally remotely when we couldn't be in person, and I'm sure that he will continue to join us for our Making a Difference Awards in the future. So we've had a year that hopefully is getting back to normal again. We all like to think so anyway, but that has been so welcome. And in the last couple of weeks, we've had quite a lot of events on campus, and it's so nice, and particularly at this time of year, as I pointed out in my message, just look around at the beautiful flowers around us in the spring. And the sun is shining, of course, which is wonderful. But we haven't stood back and done nothing during this time. Our commitment to social responsibility has been strengthened. We've developed and launched a new social responsibility and civic engagement plan with 5 new priorities, and I'll just very briefly highlight them. The first is social inclusion. We've been developing a new strategy for equality, diversity and inclusion, raised our performance as a top UK employer for LGBT, equality, and we've published initial findings on the links of some of our historical benefactors and their links to transatlantic slavery. Our second priority is prosperous communities, where we took a major step forward in creating Europe's most ambitious innovation district, ID Manchester, with a completion of the £1.5 billion project which is a joint venture between the University of Manchester and Bruntwood SciTech. And while it's an innovation district, a core of it is inclusive innovation. We want to attract people from our local communities, kids with great ideas who can come into ID Manchester, get some support and develop that into something that they can really deliver benefit. The third is improved health, where we've developed health collaboration agreements with the President of Kenya, launched a new Christabel Pankhurst Institute for Health Technology, and uncovered major insights into young people's well-being through our pioneering Be Well initiative. Fourthly, environmental sustainability, of course, is core to us, and we've developed our zero carbon master plan for our campus. We've completely ended our investments in coal, oil and gas and reduced the carbon intensity of other investments significantly. We've also opened our Sir Henry Royce Institute hub building, which is advancing sustainable materials in areas such as energy decarbonisation and renewable plastics. And finally, cultural engagement. And our capital programmes in the museum, which will be opening later this year, and Jodrell Bank, which is opening very soon, and the new pavilion, and we're launching a new British pop archive at the Rylands. And our Whitworth Art Gallery continues to use creativity to address major social issues such as ageing, stillbirth, and the menopause. Of course, underlying all of this was a major new report on the SDGs and our placement yet again for the fourth year running in the top 10 universities in the world in social impact according to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. We signed the first ever civic agreement with all 5 higher education institutes of Greater Manchester with our Mayor Andy Burnham. And we've put £5 million into support scholarships for students who've been affected by the situation in Ukraine. I probably shouldn't say this, but I note the 5 million we've put in is significantly more than the government's put into the whole university sector. But let me also say a big thank you to everyone who entered or nominated someone for these awards, who judged them. Difficult task, I know. The recognition received tonight is much more than a personal honour in featuring your work. We want to highlight what you have done because it is so amazing. And those of you who are here will be an inspiration to others. At lunchtime, we heard a speech from one of our alumni, quite a young alumni, who's part of the Mustard Trust. And he said how inspiring he found it to be part of volunteering and how much he recognised that he could inspire others to do the same. So let me finish by saying just 2 things. Firstly, I hope you all have a really enjoyable and entertaining evening. And secondly, I just want to show a short animation that lets you find a little bit more out about our social responsibility and civic engagement plan. Do enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
At the University of Manchester, we are making a difference for our social responsibility and civic engagement plan. We've been doing this for almost 200 years by placing social responsibility at the heart of everything we do. Our work has impact locally, nationally and globally. We focus on 5 key themes. We're tackling social inequalities, prejudices and barriers to understand social inclusion and develop effective solutions. We're creating prosperous communities and sustainable growth through our research innovation, graduates, partnerships and campus operations. We're engaging people on campus, in communities and around the world to create better health and well-being. We're at the forefront of tackling climate change and creating a more environmentally sustainable future. We're driving social development and engagement through our world-leading cultural institutions, staff, students and creative activity. And we've set ambitious targets to measure our progress, aiming to perform in the top 10% for public and community engagement in the Knowledge Exchange Framework. And we're also aiming to perform in the top 2% of universities globally for impact towards the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Together, our staff, students, alumni and
well,
partners
that's an interesting
of
start to
tackling
the
the world's
awards.
greatest challenges.
It's the first
So
time
if
I've
you'd like to
been in
find out
7
more
years,
and
actually,
continue the
media
conversation,
they always
see our
try
social
different
responsibility and civic engagement
stage
plan.
here. Never done this before. We're also streaming this live on Facebook, on YouTube. There's so many different factors going on. So we would really like you to watch the film. I feel really sorry most of all. Where's the person that made the film? Jordan, over here. So give Jordan a round of applause. He made the film that you haven't even seen. You might not like it. You might not like it now, but he's got his round of applause, and he came especially to see this. So we'll make sure this goes out on social media. It's a fantastic animation. But what I'm going to do, I was told to come up and fill in, but actually I'm going to start the awards proper now, getting into announcing the different awards. So first of all, thank you, Nancy, thank you, Nalin, and welcome from me to the Making a Difference Awards 2022. I'm really pleased to be here as well with an audience live and in 3D, much to the fear of my colleagues in the communications team who've been able to mute me for the past 2 years if I go off script, so you can't do that now. And now, we always do comparisons to the Oscars here as well, and if you notice, the Oscars this year, it had Lady Gaga, Bill Murray, and of course it had Chris Rock as hosts. You've got me. And this reminds me, if anyone has any wise ideas about storming up onto the stage tonight, we've got this covered off on our risk assessment, and we've designated Mags as our official bodyguard, so you have been warned. And just to be clear, from an EDI perspective, it's never okay to attack someone for telling a bad joke. If this was the case, I'd be the most scarred director in British higher education. So, as veterans of this awards know, we like to have a bit of extra fun during them. And you remember that last year we had a little spotters challenge when we were in the museum, where you had to spot different museum objects. It was really good fun, and people remember that more than anything I said, I think. But this time we've got a listening challenge, so you do have to listen. And this year's challenge has been inspired by something very, very interesting that Nancy and Lemn have both got in common. I've not checked this with Nancy, so look at her face. Can anyone think what they've got in common? I'm sure you're already wondering. Well, both of them are famous for being immortalized as guests on Radio 4's Desert Island Discs. So we thought we'd drop into the speeches and presentations tonight a number of Nancy's and Lemn's favorite songs from their Desert Island playlists. If you spot the 8 different songs, you join in on Twitter. It has to be on Twitter. Don't put it on YouTube or Facebook. You'll be disqualified. On Twitter, using the hashtag MADAwards, name any of these 8 songs, and you will win one of 8 signed copies of Lemn's biography, My Name Is Why. And hopefully, you will find this challenge easier than Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart did when he wrote the 3rd movement of his Horn Concerto No. 4 in E-flat major. I'd also like to say that whilst we're delighted to be joined by so many friends in the room tonight, many, many more of you are tuning in online, and even more of you can watch on catch-up. So wherever you are, you're all very welcome. So it's time now to say hello and to introduce my co-host, the Ant to my Deck, the French to my Saunders, the Vic to my Bob. I'm delighted to be joined by the acclaimed poet, playwright, broadcaster, speaker friend, and most importantly, our University Chancellor, Lemn Sissay Obi. Put it together for Lemn.
Thank you. Thanks, Julian. Thank you. I'm just glad. I'm so pleased to be here, and I'm so thankful that, Julian, that you did not say, when he said, you know, what was it, when you were comparing to...
And to my Deck,
that you
French
didn't
to my
say
Saunders.
my Will Smith to my Chris Rock.
No.
I was really worried when I sat there.
Who would I be?
Shall we move on? I think I should move on. Thanks, Julian, and hello, everyone. It's great to be back here again in person to celebrate the auto cue which I'm reading from. But also, most importantly, to celebrate the fact that actually we can all be here as in person at the Making a Difference Awards. I've loved experimenting with our online events the past couple of years. There's something great about doing a gig, just walking from your bedroom to the front room. There's something magical, and actually just to say to you that when we couldn't meet in person, we did everything to meet. And we did meet via the internet, and we did meet via Zoom, and it was very real. The connections that we needed to make, we did make using technology. You know, we were aware of actually being on our own in our places, but we fought for the right to connect with each other, and we found a way consistently, and that's what humans do. And that's essentially what making a difference is. It's finding ways to connect when everything around you tells you that you cannot and you should not. That was pretty good, that, wasn't it? That was not on script either.
No, I love it.
By the way, this is my voice thanking me for saying that, which is bad. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to tonight.
So, Lemn, tell us now, you've done loads of really interesting appearances in the last year, I've been keeping up with you.
Yeah.
But this is the best, yeah?
Yes, this is the best, Julie. Actually, it is. You know, I love the Making a Difference Awards. They just show me how incredible the place that I have the honour of being a Chancellor under the President of the University, Dame Nancy Rothwell, and all of you who work for the University. I'm consistently inspired. When I became a Chancellor, the term I said was I wanted to inspire and be inspired. And this is the embodiment of being inspired. I'll always find these events the highlight of my year, and having to put up with your puns, Julian, is the low light.
It's a bit harsh, but it's probably fair.
Nothing compares to you, thankfully, Julian. So shall we get things underway?
Definitely. Let's move on into the actual awards. A little bit of warm up there. So let me explain how tonight's going to work. If it's a perfect day, we'll be making awards in 8 categories, covering contributions from staff, students, alumni, and partners. I'll be revealing the highly commended awards and inviting them up onto stage to receive their certificates from Lemn. I'll then pass over to Lemn to announce the overall winners in each category, all of whom will receive one of the trophies we've got here. Lift up as prop. And they will receive those from Lemn. We'll also then see a short film, hopefully it will work this time, from each winning project, which highlights the impact of their work, including reference to how they're meeting each of the Sustainable Development Goals. And after seeing the film, we'll have the opportunity to find out a bit more from the winner. We plan to finish the awards around 8:30, so let us procrastinate no further and get on with the show. So, our first award this evening. It is for Outstanding Contribution to Widening Participation. This is a category that recognises contributions to creating fairer access to higher education, and there's 2 awards, one for students and one for staff, and we're going to begin from the winners of the Student Awards. So, the first highly commended award for widening participation goes to a student-led mentoring scheme supporting primary school pupils to become confident and able readers. Congratulations then go to Kaina Ho and Rahana Fazinia for the Reading Mentors Initiative. The second highly commended award goes to a student peer mentoring team supporting learners successfully transitioning into university. Congratulations to Nick Vise and the Commuter Student Peer Mentoring Team. so, over to you, Lemn, to announce the student winner.
The winner of the Student Widening Participation Award goes to Manchester Outreach Medics.
I believe we're now going to watch a film.
Manchester Outreach Medics is a student-led volunteering project that aims to support sixth form students from widening participation backgrounds applying to study medicine at university. Manchester Outreach Medics provides timely, relevant and direct application support for students. This year alone, they've supported 254 aspiring medicine students with application aspects including personal statements, interview techniques and medical ethics to help them craft well-rounded and successful applications to study. Huge congratulations to Manchester Outreach Medics and their project leader Alicia for continuing to change lives every year. We're really proud of you.
So, Albert, have you anything to say on behalf of the project?
Yeah, just a massive thank you to all our amazing medical students. 'Cause I actually work in the medical school, so I'm accepting this award on their behalf, but they're so amazing in giving up their time when they're so busy already. They just do an amazing job, so massive thank you to them.
Thank you. Thanks, Albert.
So, I was going to make a medical joke then, Lemn, but since suffering from an irony deficiency, I just don't find healthcare puns funny anymore. That was punishingly bad, I know. So, save me, Lemn, and announce the next winner in this category, our staff winner.
The winner of the Widening Participation Staff Award is So you're not doing it this time then? Dr. Debbie Smith and Dr. Elizabeth McManus for the Psychology, Education and Wellbeing in Schools project. Great. Great.
Let's watch a film.
Sorry, the cameras froze on stage.
It's all good.
Debbie and Lizzie are fantastic colleagues with a really keen sense of social responsibility and social justice. They've been working on a fantastic initiative in which they go into a local primary school in Greater Manchester that's in the top 10% in terms of disadvantage. And the area in which the school is located is associated with various inequalities, particularly health inequality, and a very low rate of participation in higher education. They've designed a 3-day interactive workshop with the children, and they expose the children to all sorts of different activities to get them really thinking about the importance of emotional and psychological health as well as physical health. And they also spend a lot of time demystifying what it means to be a scientist, thinking about and stressing the different social backgrounds that scientists come from, and talking to them about what university is and what it's for. And all of this is in a bid to raise the students' aspirations. The feedback from both the children and the teachers has been overwhelmingly positive. The children have generated much more aspirational career goals, which is lovely to see, and they've also got a much better awareness of the importance of psychological and emotional health as well as physical health. So the work they're doing has been really transformative. So a huge congratulations, Liz and Debbie, you absolutely deserve this, and I look forward to celebrating with you soon.
Is there anyone you would like to thank about this award?
The school and the children, because I've got to say last year, obviously it wasn't a great year, was it, for all of us? And going in and doing this programme in the school last year, and Liz is agreeing with me here, was my highlight of last year, because we actually went into the school and we were with the children doing this. And obviously for them it was a hard time, for the teachers it was a hard time, and for us, we weren't here teaching our students, so we were at home feeling miserable. So the school and the children, because without them, obviously projects like this wouldn't happen, and their excitement when we ask a question, they're jumping off their seats answering the questions, and they really engage with us, which is wonderful. So to them and all the student volunteers that help us as well.
Thank you. Round of applause, folks.
So on to our second award category of the evening then, and this time it's for outstanding contribution to social innovation and environmental impact through enterprise. Don't worry, there's an even longer award title coming up later. These awards recognise innovation and enterprise in the creation of novel solutions to societal and environmental problems. And the first highly commended award goes to a project bringing together women, industry partners and healthcare professionals to develop an app to support self-monitoring of blood pressure and blood glucose. And this goes to Jenny Meyer and colleagues for the My Maternity Care app. The second highly commended award goes to another amazing healthcare project that works in Nepal using drones to improve the diagnosis of tuberculosis in isolated areas. Congratulations go to Utman, Biplav and Sushant for the Drones Optimised Therapy Systems project. Over to you, Lemn, to announce the overall winner in this category, please.
Well, the winner of the Social Enterprise Award goes to... A little consistency, please. Chantal Victoria Bright for the Promoting Educational Equality for Girls by Addressing Period Poverty in Liberia project. Come on.
Chantel's project is about providing reusable, sustainable sanitary products to girls that are in schools in Liberia. Girls across sub-Saharan Africa can miss up to and beyond 20% of their time in school just due to not having access to sanitary products. So by providing these, we're able to avoid them getting trapped in cycles of poverty, being forced into child marriage, and other things that happen directly just because they're not having full access to education. Chantel worked with a team of local seamstresses to develop reusable, sustainable, washable pads that were given out to 800 girls across 3 schools. These pads will last them for 1 year, meaning that they won't have to miss that vital education during that period. The project has made a huge difference to those 800 girls' lives, but it's also provided support for a local charity who helped with the design of the pads, and it has provided paid work for all the seamstresses to produce those 800 pads, so that the benefits are wide-reaching, and I know Chantel's hoping to be able to build on this further in the future. Congratulations, Chantel. This was a great project. We're all very proud of you in Seed. Well done.
Chantel? Fantastic work, Chantal. Is there anyone you'd like to acknowledge in receiving this award?
I just like to dedicate it to all the girls in Liberia who have so many barriers to go to school. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chantal.
That was amazing, Grace. Sorry, amazing, Chantal. Now, before we announce our next award, I have been advised to address a rather serious issue that's been circulating on social media tonight about photos leaked from last year's Making a Difference Awards, which took place in the Manchester Museum. It's now come to our attention that these awards may have breached COVID rules. Specifically, there's a photo of Esme Ward drinking at this event. Esme's here, but she's not able to comment, but a spokesperson for Esme has said she was simply ambushed by me with a can of Brewdog, and without realising she could have been in a party, she then proceeded to drink the can for around 9 minutes. As you can see from the photo, there's also the controversial issue of whether Lemn himself is implicated by appearing in 2D form, and also whether the 2-metre rule applied to other mammals, notably the stuffed Canadian wolf. I hope everyone appreciates that we can't comment any further until our investigation is complete. But if any fines are issued, we'll of course make a public apology in our next social responsibility newsletter. So now we've got that cleared up, let's move on to our next award, which is for Teaching Innovation in Social Responsibility. So, the first highly commended award goes for Teaching Innovation in Social Responsibility goes to a project working to revitalise klezmer, music used for Jewish weddings that was decimated during the Holocaust. And this award goes to Richard Frey for the Klezmer Performance Ensemble. The second highly commended award for Teaching Innovation in Social Responsibility goes to a project working with refugees and asylum seekers arriving in the UK, and this goes to Aisha Awan and team for the REACH Education Programme.
Thank you.
Lemn, please now can you announce the winner?
And the winner of Teaching Innovation in Social Responsibility goes to Thomas Donai for teaching LGBT plus history to secondary school students. Woo! It doesn't matter. You want to come this way? Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, how's Thomas? Sorry. Stay, there's going to be a film.
This project is about engaging trainee history teachers in their PGCE course with the issue of LGBT representation in history. It's such an important project. Tom Donny has managed to bring together archival material through the expertise of people working in archives around the Northwest, trainee teachers themselves as the centre of it, and then our partnership schools and colleges as places where they're teaching, in order to really generate a focus on lessons which properly address the issue of LGBT history. This project is making a difference primarily through the focus on the trainees. The way that they have engaged with this project is really fantastic. They have understood, both gay trainees and straight trainees have understood that this is a way that they can really enrich their teaching of history per se. And they're doing that in and around the schools and colleges that we work in our partnership in the Northwest. It's a great pleasure to say and give my warm congratulations to Tom on being nominated for this award.
It sounds like a brilliant project, Tim. What made it such a successful project?
I think Andy mentioned before the reach. We worked with over the last 3-4 years, we've worked with over 80 schools in Greater Manchester, and the work that we've done using curatorial expertise here at the university and other expertise has meant that we've skilled up many trainees to take their work into local schools and colleges and hopefully make a difference.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, our next award for the evening is for outstanding contribution to environmental sustainability. And tonight we have both student and staff winners. So let's start with the highly commended. This year there's 5 highly commended awards in this category. So the first highly commended award goes to a project preventing unnecessary university furniture waste and promoting its reuse and recycling. So congratulations go to Simon Atkinson, Alan Wright, Peter Liddell for the Furniture for Reuse scheme. The next highly commended award goes to a project aiming to reduce the impact of the Centre for Postgraduate Education and Training on the environment. Congratulations go to Nuala Hampson and team for the Greener Centre for Postgraduate Education and Training. Our third project to be highly commended is reducing climate change by maintaining and renting out bikes to students for just £1 a week. And this goes to Charlie Major and Phoebe Parry for Bike-O Bikes. Obviously, they couldn't be here tonight. I did know that, but I didn't read my script. The fourth highly commended award goes to a project addressing environmental injustices through music. And this goes to Rita Robert Otu and colleagues for Musical Agriculture, a Song for Climate Change. And our final highly commended award in this category goes to a project raising awareness about food justice and sustainability by cultivating organic produce around the university for the local community to use free of charge. Congratulations go to Akila Fassell and Alice Wheatley for Incredible Edible. Well done again. Over to you for the winner, please, Lemn.
First, the student winner of the Outstanding Environmental Sustainability Award goes to Mahima Jatani for Enactus Manchester Rekindle.
The project Rekindle, started by Mahima Jatani, focuses on sustainability issues in the whole of the student community. Enactus Manchester sponsors the project to work with the student community to collect their clothes, recycle them and upcycle them so that we can reach out to the community as a whole and improve the sustainability development goals in Manchester. Apart from upcycling the clothes, the project also focuses on different sustainability initiatives like working with soil conservation and reaching out to students in the AGLC and mainland and creating awareness about the problem of sustainability. We reach out and collect these clothes so that these students have an opportunity to indirectly participate in the larger context of working towards our sustainability goals. That is the best part of the project. Apart from being an amazing person, you have the ability to reach out and make a difference to hundreds of student lives, and I couldn't be prouder of you. Congratulations, Mahima Jatani, for all you've done.
Mahima, what great environmental and community engagement work. What inspired you to get involved in this?
Right, so I think from a very young age, I was very inspired by my father who works in this field, and I've always seen him encourage me to recycle more, to be more conscious of my products that I'm using, how much waste I'm putting out in the community, and leading on from that, I decided to pursue a degree in the same field, and that's what basically inspired me to take this project and introduce it to the community at Manchester. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahima.
Great project. So, Lemn, it's back to you to announce the staff winner in this category now, please. Drum roll.
Thank you. The staff winner for environmental sustainability is Alan Beck and colleagues for Concretine, a low-carbon, brilliantly named graphene-enhanced concrete. Concretine.
Concretine is a project involving nationwide engineering with the University of Manchester to create a graphene-enhanced building product that can take out up to 30% of CO2 emissions. So this project has made a difference by going from lab to near market in a very short space of time. And you'll find the product applied on our own campus and on sites around Greater Manchester, where you can see this emission-busting concrete in real life. And you can touch and feel it and see how it works and how we can actually build back better by creating something that's not only greener, but hopefully cheaper. Congratulations definitely need to go to the Concretine team. This has been a hard and difficult project in some ways, bringing together a business and university experts, and that team has worked brilliantly together. They've met the challenge together, and in a very quick time, they've escalated from project to application, and that is really impressive.
Concretine, it sounds like an impressive, incredibly impressive material, but who do you need to thank in winning this award?
Yeah, so we'd like to thank the wider team. So we've collaborated with industry partners on this project. So thanks go out to our colleagues in Nationwide Engineering. And we'd like to thank the larger team, so the School of Mace and Lee Cunningham in particular. And my partner in crime, Lisa, who's co-inventor on this, who can't be here tonight. She's just taken care of, taken collection of 2 adopted children. So yeah, we'd like to thank Lisa.
What's her second name?
Scullion, sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Lemn. What inspiring project so far. So let's move on to our next category, which is Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research. This award recognises success in collaborative work in partnerships and knowledge exchange activities that have enabled our research to deliver significant benefits to society. And we've got Staff, Student and Emerging Impact Awards in this category. So the first highly commended award goes to somebody that can't be here tonight, unfortunately, but it's for a project working with the Tibetan government in exile, challenging stereotypes and engaging Tibetans in research. So put your hands together if they're watching online to Emma Martin for the I Am Tibetan, This Is My Story project. The second highly commended award goes to a project that has helped reduce unnecessary hospital admissions and provides early reassurance for patients. Congratulations go to Professor Richard Boddy for the new clinical pathways to rapidly rule out acute myocardial infarction project. Well done. So now over to you, Lemn, to announce the first of the winners in this category.
The student winner of the Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research is Charlotte Brown for developing an urban heat resilience plan for Bristol.
This project allows local authorities to develop what's called a heat vulnerability index, which enables them to understand how risk from extreme temperatures varies across their city. It does this by using simplified models and data that is readily accessible to local authorities, something that it was not possible to do before. Working in collaboration with Bristol City Council, Charlotte has developed the first ever heat vulnerability index for Bristol. This is being used by the City Council to develop a heat resilience strategy that will allow lots of government departments, from health and social care through to city planners, to plan to reduce the impacts of heat, particularly on vulnerable populations in Bristol. On behalf of myself and all the team at Tyndall, we just want to say a massive well done, Charlotte. It's been amazing to see how your PhD research has developed over the past years, and for it to be applied in practice to make a difference on people's lives is really a testament to your hard work.
Charlotte, it's great to see how this work is already having an impact. So what's next for this project?
So the framework we've been developing is now getting implemented. So hopefully in the next kind of 5 years, we'll see quite big changes in Bristol. So they'll implement some of the recommendations and be more prepared for heat waves in the future.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Okay, Lemn, would you now please announce the staff winner in this category?
The staff winner of the Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research is Tony Ludia Chen for facilitating the net zero transition in the power industry.
Tony's work looks at the elimination of sulfur hexafluoride gas. This is an insulating gas which is used in electricity substations across the UK and throughout the world. It's a fantastic gas from a high voltage perspective, but it's a greenhouse gas which is much, much worse than CO2. So Tony's work is all about eliminating this gas and trying to find a more environmentally friendly alternative. The project that Tony has delivered has already worked with stakeholders both in the UK and across the world to start to get new products into substations and removing these old gases which can damage the environment. One project which is running is in a substation in the south of England, and it's the first 400,000 volt demonstrator of this new technology that's been installed. I'd like to offer huge congratulations to Tony. He only joined us a few years ago, and in that short time he's already showing the difference that his research and that of his research team can make both to the UK and to the wider world.
Innovative work, Tony. Would you like to give a mention to the people you've worked with on this project?
Of course, yeah. So yeah, definitely need to thank the industrial collaborators, so National Grid massively, but also the researchers who have supported me, made major contributions to the research. Without them, it would not be possible. As well as the colleagues like Ian Cotton, for example. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks. And congratulations.
And we have one more winner to announce in this category, and this time it's for emerging impact in outstanding benefit to society through research. So, Lemn, please can you announce this?
And the emerging impact winner is the Buffel, Christopher Phillipson and colleagues for COVID-19 inequality and older people. Sorry. I am so... Team. I'm so sorry. Can we come this way?
The project that Chris and Tina led was a really unique piece of work which gave a platform to older people who were living in low-income and marginalised communities about their experiences during COVID over a number of months, and it was a really important and powerful testimony of many older people's voices who otherwise would have been heard. The impact of this project was first of all to give people who were policymakers, people who need services, politicians, a clear view of how older people were experiencing COVID. It also led to some really important things for the combined authority and its partners in terms of getting the right messages to people at the right time, in the right formats. And it's had a lasting impact on how we do our work in Greater Manchester, working with older people, and it's created a methodology and a series of techniques which are absolutely fantastic. Chris and Tina, you've done a fantastic piece of work over the last 18 months or so, and it builds on a relationship and a working relationship going back over a decade. So I'm incredibly pleased to say congratulations, and I'm looking forward to us working together on the next piece of work.
Tina, I apologise because your name is Tina Buffel, not the Buffel as I read it on the thing, because my glasses, I've lost my glasses, so I apologise to you first and foremost. Names are important. And secondly, I'd like to ask you, it sounds like this work has really sort of given a voice to older people. Is that how you would frame it, giving a voice, or is the voice already there and you're providing a platform, as was said? And is there anyone you'd like to thank in winning this award?
Thank you so much. And I must say, the buffalo is actually in my language means buffalo, which is what it is, my name. So perfect.
Poet.
Yes, I would like to acknowledge and thank a lot of people, actually. First of all members of the Manchester Urban Aging Research Group who have made this work possible over the years. Some of them are here, Luciana, Sophie, but there are many others. And of course, especially I'd like to thank all the partners, community organizations, older people, activists, and many other people we have worked with over the years and continue to hopefully make a difference in people's communities together in partnership with older people.
Thank you.
Fantastic project. And now it's time for something completely different, which is our first ever Sustainability Challenge photography competition. This competition is part of our Ethical Grand Challenges programme, which ensures all students, regardless of their study discipline, can understand and contribute to key challenges facing society. All undergraduate and postgraduate taught students were invited to take part in the competition by submitting a photo which highlighted an issue of sustainability that mattered to them. Entries were shortlisted by a panel of judges which included staff from across the university, our Students' Union, and also from the design agency Blush. A short list of 6 photos went to a public vote through Facebook and Instagram, and over 3,800 people engaged with these issues by voting online. So really well done to everyone who was shortlisted. And I'd now like to announce our 3 overall winners who receive a cash prize matched with a contribution to a charity of their choosing. So in 3rd place, it's Yu Yan from the School of Environment, Education and Development for their photo, The Disappearance of Blue Ice Cave. Second place goes to Emily Buchan from the School of Environment, Education and Development for their photo, The First Journey.
Well done. Don't worry about it, okay? So this is for you. This is the camera. Well done, well done, well done, well done.
And the winner in this category is Ella White from, guess again, the School of Environment, Education and Development. I can see Jen O'Brien looking really proud and very maternal of all her students. This winning photograph is amazing. Go and have a look at it. It's called Waving Goodbye, and this is the winner. So congratulations, Ella White. So as I said, all of the shortlisted photographs you can see if you want to before you leave tonight. I really encourage you to look at them. They're absolutely amazing. So it's great to be celebrating the incredible talent of all of our students from right across the university, and we'd now like to take a 5-minute break in our award proceedings where we're going to acknowledge the amazing impact our graduates have in Greater Manchester. More than 17,000 students graduate each year. Just think about that, 17,000 students in this hall graduate each year across our university, and many of them make valuable contributions within specifically this city region. They create a bridge over troubled waters across Greater Manchester. Around 45% of our graduates remain in work in the region, and they contribute in a wide range of areas. That's local government, businesses, schools, hospitals, charities, cultural venues, and many more areas. They become teachers who inspire our children. They become doctors and nurses who save lives. and they become passionate environmental scientists who strive to preserve and improve the world we live in, as well as many, many more professions, all having a positive impact across the UK, around the world, but importantly here in our city region in Greater Manchester. And during the past year, we've been shining a light on how our graduates make for a Greater Manchester. So as highlighted in this short film, take a look at this. We're going to tell you 3 stories of the impact of our wonderful graduates.
Hi, so my name's Adam Miller. I was a student nurse working at the University of Manchester. I am now a fully qualified registered nurse working at Stepping Hill Hospital, and I work on the surgical assessment ward at Stepping Hill. And we basically take referrals from GPs, 111 calls, and from A&E directly for any sort of surgical interventions which the patients may need. It's important to me, particularly because it's nice to know you're making a difference for people. Knowing that your job entails looking after someone who's in quite a vulnerable situation at a time, and knowing that you're looking after someone's family member and actually making a difference for them as well. Particularly through the pandemic, it's been quite difficult. It's important to me as well, just to know you're making a difference in the community and you're looking after all the staff members. Some of the personal values which I think are very important for nurses to have, particularly just for supporting the Greater Manchester population, are things like reassurance. You know, it's the people come into hospital and it's an unfamiliar scenery, especially in the pandemic. We're all wearing PPE and masks, and in particular just being that figure, that listening ear for them, just to get that reassurance. So the most rewarding part of my job is definitely looking at the acute side of things, particularly when you get a patient who's come with an acute surgical issue and you can see they're looking not themselves, they're in a poor condition, and just being able to give them that treatment and seeing that difference that you make over that course of a week or however long it is they need to stay with us, and seeing them ready for discharge, packed up all in their own clothes, ready to go home to their families, and just seeing the excitement of and the satisfaction they had from the care we've provided. I really wanted to study at Manchester, particularly because it's my home city. You know, I've grown up around here. A big spirit of Manchester is to push yourself. It's to accept challenges and jump out your comfort zone and really just take it at the forefront. And once you do that, you know, you really just will get to the end of it and you will succeed.
I think that when everyone starts out at university, they really want to kind of pursue something that they hope will make a difference and will make a change. It just became really apparent that teaching is a great way to affect change. With everything that's going on at the moment, there's a real kind of passion and discussion in society about social mobility, where kind of opportunities start for young people, and I definitely think that the classroom is the first place for young people to be inspired. That's exactly why I chose teaching. The University of Manchester has a brilliant story just because of where it is situated, and obviously I did a PGCE in history at the University of Manchester, so I am slightly biased towards history of course, but there's just so much to learn from the city of Manchester. I think Manchester is a place where incredible social movements have been born. So 100 years ago we had the suffragettes. Emmeline Pankhurst's house is literally just down the road next to the hospital. 200 years ago as well, just up the street in St Peter's Square, was the kind of laid the foundations for suffrage, universal suffrage in the UK. So I think what sets the University of Manchester apart is definitely its history and the kind of story that Manchester as a whole has to tell. The most rewarding thing about my teaching is definitely seeing the kind of overall results from students, not just on a piece of paper, but in terms of how they grow to love history, how they grow to love being in my specific classroom environment, and how they generally grow as individuals. I was born in Manchester, raised in Manchester, went to school in Manchester, but I always did say that, and I know this is a little bit biased, that if I wasn't from Manchester or even from a little bit further afield, I would have wanted to come to university here straight away.
I'm Matt, I'm 24 years old. I graduated last year in environmental science and I'm currently working in Didsbury as a carbon and energy consultant. So the reason I chose to study in Manchester specifically, you can probably tell from my accent, I'm a Northwesterner and fairly proud of it, I like to think. I've always had sort of a very close connection with nature from a young age. I've always wanted a career that makes a difference to not only local but global communities. Manchester's well known for its sort of industrious and manufacturing background. It's sort of what built the city, and those sort of roots still lie within Manchester, I'd say. So in terms of my role and what I do, we work with manufacturers and industries to help quantify their sort of energy usage and the associated carbon emissions that come along with that. So what we're doing at the moment, we're working with a range of big manufacturers and industries across Manchester, which have sort of global supply chains as well. So I'd say how that helps or benefits the people of Greater Manchester explicitly is that it's working to help sort of very typically energy-intensive industries to reduce the carbon emissions. That has all sorts of positive consequences for things like air quality. It helps companies realise the sort of carbon emissions, and it helps them be more aware and at the sort of forefront of environmental considerations going forward.
So let's celebrate some more with our final 3 sets of awards for the evening. My oh my, our next awards are for outstanding professional services for social responsibility. We have around 5,000 staff working in professional services roles such as IT, people and organisational development, communications, estates, finance and teaching and research support. And these awards recognise initiatives from these colleagues who work to promote our core goal of social responsibility. So, the highly commended award for outstanding professional services for social responsibility goes to a project conveying staff and students' personal stories of gender inequality for International Women's Day 2021. Congratulations go to Enna Bartlett and colleagues for their Choose to Challenge campaign. Lemn, are you ready to announce the winner?
The winner for Outstanding Professional Services for Social Responsibility is Samantha Franklin for the 2021 Irene Manton Lecture. Samantha.
The project has 3 main objectives. Firstly, to forge links between Linnean Society and the University of Manchester, because Linnean Society is one of the oldest and most prestigious natural societies dealing with natural sciences. Secondly, to popularize and canvas for some of the pioneering women who have contributed to natural sciences in the United Kingdom. And finally, to expose that work to our wider audience here in the Northwest, particularly students from a widening participation background, and thereby inspire them and challenge them. This project, it was initiated about 6 years ago, and since then it has become the main highlight of their summer calendar in the Faculty of Biology, Medicine and Health. And many students who attended these lectures went on to do work placements here in Manchester University and other universities within the Northwest, and some of them went on to get the prestigious Nuffield Awards and went on to do placements in prestigious residential courses, some of them doing residential courses in some of the prestigious universities across the country. I'd like to congratulate my colleague Samantha Franklin for her inspiring leadership and outstanding way in which she brought all these domains together, mostly through her own initiative. Thank you, Samantha.
Samantha, that's inspiring work. Are there any colleagues or people who you would like to thank?
Yeah, so I'd especially like to thank my team. Some of them are here today. The Linnean Society of London for their support, and also to Mahesh Nirmalan, who's our Vice Dean for Social Responsibility, for his enthusiasm and support for all of these events. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Congratulations.
So the next set of awards are for outstanding public and community engagement. This category recognises the work of our university community to ensure that organisations and the public are an integral part of what we do from a local to a global scale. We have several subcategories in this section because the university does so much work towards this priority. And our first subsection is the outstanding contribution to public engagement from our cultural institutions. We have 4 main cultural institutions in this university. We have Jodrell Bank, we have Manchester Museum, the Whitworth, and John Rylands, the Rylands on Deansgate in the city centre. So let me get to the first highly commended award. The highly commended award for this category goes to a project that's made our museum a better place for young people, creating safe spaces and tackling cultural inequalities. Congratulations go to Sadia Habib for our Shared Cultural Heritage project. Well done, Sadia. I've lost count of how many awards this project has won. It's such a brilliant project. Well done. So, Lemn, please now, over to you to announce the winner.
The winner of the outstanding contribution to public engagement from our cultural institutions goes to Lucy Turner and team for the Still Parents project. Sorry, do you want us here? Can we all? My fault.
Let's see what we can thank charity partners and also.
Still Parents is the partnership project with SANS, the neonatal death charity, where we support parents and families that have experienced child loss either during pregnancy or shortly after birth. Still Parent aims to use creativity and making as a way of working with parents that have experienced child loss to speak to people that understand and work together with professional artists to really change the perceptions in the wider society impact of child loss and the stigma around it. Lucy, Imogen, the Manchester SANS team and all the parents that have taken part in the Still Parents project have not only made a big difference to those involved in the project, but have really started to change the conversation around baby loss and work in a more trauma-informed way within the gallery. Huge congratulations to Lucy, Imogen, the Manchester SANS team and all the fantastic parents that have taken part in the project. It's so well deserved to get this recognition.
It's such a creative way to support a very sensitive subject. Are there others? Are there others who were involved that you'd like to give mention to?
Yeah, just I suppose first of all it's to say thank you to all of the really brave Still Parents participants that shared their stories in the exhibition and have helped to help other people feel less alone and to just open up the conversations around baby loss and try and break that that silence that still surrounds the subject. Huge thank you to Manchester Sands, who are our partners in the project and who have put in so much love and time into the project, and to the Friends of the Whitworth for just seeing the potential of the project and actually allowing it to happen, and just all of the Whitworth team. And I suppose this award should be dedicated to Jenny and Rocky and all the other babies that have gone too soon. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here representing SANDS, National Charity SANDS, a charity for baby loss, and particularly the local branch, Manchester SANDS. I have to thank Lucy for emailing us 3 years ago out the blue to say would we be interested in being partners in this project. We said yes, of course. I'd like to thank Imogen and all the team at the Whitworth for making this extraordinary and powerful moving exhibition happen. If you haven't seen it, please go. It's just down the road. It's open till September, so please go and see it. And finally, I'd like to thank all the bereaved parents who took part in this project and who've also visited the exhibition, who opened their hearts and minds and souls in their grief to make extraordinary artworks. And thank you to them for making it happen and for helping us to break the silence around baby loss. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next public engagement category. This is for outstanding contribution to local and civic engagement. And we've got 3 highly commended awards in this category. The first goes to a student-led mentoring scheme that supports primary school pupils to become confident and able readers. So congratulations again to Kaina Ho and Rehana Fazinia for Reading Mentors.
Do you know, I'm sure I've seen you before. Like, what's going on here? But you have to come around this side. Congratulations for winning.
The second highly commended award in this category goes to an amazing project which saw hundreds of 7 to 14-year-olds take part in practical learning related to sustainability and well-being. So congratulations go to Lynn Bianchi and the Greater Manchester Engineering Challenge team. The third highly commended award in this category goes to a project which engaged more than 7,000 people and inspired a new generation of scientists from the city's hard-to-reach 2 groups. Well done, Danielle Atkinson, Lindsay Gage and Francesca Garatsky for Science X. Okay, Lemn, please, can you announce the winners for outstanding contribution to local and civic engagement?
We have 2 winners this year in outstanding contribution to local and civic engagement, and our first winner is Neil Humphrey for the Young People's Be Well project. No, it's okay. Watch the film.
I'm here to talk about the Be Well project, which is an initiative in Manchester Institute of Education of which we're really proud. And the Be Well project aims to look at the mental health and well-being of young people in Greater Manchester. And there are a couple of things that make this project really distinctive. First of all, it actually turns to young people themselves for the solutions. It asks them how they feel and what they think should be done differently in terms of support for their mental health. Secondly, the scale of the project is absolutely enormous. So the first annual survey received 40,000 responses. That was from students across 160 schools in Manchester, which I think corresponds to about 60% of all Year 8 or Year 10 students in the region. So this huge data set will allow us to make the interventions that are most important and can be of most use to these people during what's been a really difficult time. So congratulations, Neil, congratulations to you and also to the brilliant team of colleagues that you work with on the Be Well project.
So I'm going to say, Neil, congratulations. What's next for Be Well? And then I shall move, and I shall be aware that there's a camera there, so it's probably better for me to move here. Yeah, what's next for Be Well?
So we've had our first round of survey data, which Steve mentioned, with responses from nearly 40,000 young people. So what's next for Be Well is actually working with that data to make a difference to young people's experiences and outcomes across the city region. We've got 100 plus partner organisations, nearly every secondary school in Greater Manchester, and an amazing team, some of whom are here tonight, who are committed to working with that data to make a difference for young people.
Thank you. I've got to ask one question. Tell me about the data and tell me what is the benefit to the person at the end of the line for that data, just so I can get it myself.
So basically what this enables us to do is to really get under the skin of what's driving young people's well-being and look at how that varies across the different neighbourhoods of Greater Manchester, the different schools in Greater Manchester, and take a really place-based approach to thinking about what we can do to improve young people's lives across the city region.
Incredible. Thank you so much. Well done.
Amazing project, Be Well. The sign of a good project is how many different funders have come forward and wanted to be involved in this, and it grows by the month, I think. So well done, Neil. We're all buzzing for you. So back to you now, Lemn, for the second winner in this category.
It's another wonderful project. So, Hopton Hopefuls Tenants Group. I think they could be over there somewhere. Whitney Banyai Becker, Sophie King, and Diana Midlin for the Hopton Hopefuls Tenants Group Aging Well in Place project. Well done. All of you come.
Congratulations. I've known about this for a week.
this project is a collaboration between a local community organisation called the Hopton Hopefuls, a local charity called CLASS, and a group of researchers from the Global Development Institute. It's all based around Hopton Court, which is a tower block of social housing located in Hume, just local to the university. Many of the residents of this building are over 50 years of age and are falling through the gaps in terms of health and social care. Whitney and the team were working with the Hopton Hopefuls to try and address these issues. With support from CLASS and Whitney and the team from the GDI, the Hopton Hopefuls developed a survey that was able to help for the first time understand and crucially evidence the problems that are being experienced by the tenants of this housing block. People in the building are experiencing ways of living that we wouldn't like to think are happening here in Manchester. And by being able to evidence this, the hope was to be able to affect real change. The building's been rebanded. There's over 50s accommodation to ensure that proper support is available for the people that live there. An independent living advisor has been recruited to help support people to be able to stay in their homes and access the care that they need. Successful fundraising has already taken place to get a community development worker, again, to help the people that live there. And on top of all that, the work that they've done there has fed into a larger programme across Greater Manchester to help affect changes like this across the region. It's fantastic to see a collaboration like this between local communities, local charities and the university affecting real change in our local areas and across the region. We're really proud of everyone involved. A huge well done to all concerned.
Well, it's another wonderful project. Before I ask you the question that I'd like to ask you, firstly I want to ask for your name because you weren't named in the thing. So could you tell us your name?
Julian Edwards.
Julian Edwards. Fantastic. Thank you.
I'm one of the tenants actually of Hopton Hopefuls.
And what has this project meant to you?
I've only been involved in it in the last year, but it's inspiring. It's building a community like it used to be. And we remember where people talk to each other, help each other, and look to the future to build it better than what it has been. So thank you to everyone.
I was going to say, so what? Well, we can definitely do that. So, but firstly, I'd like to ask, so what's next for you and your work with Hopton Hopefuls? Or maybe what you're going to do will answer that question.
Oh, right. So what we're going to do is, the work was with poor Sophie King, who's been putting up with us for about 3 years now. God bless her and save her. We did participatory research with older tenants, with people who have been so isolated. And the complete difference was we designed the questions. It wasn't academics, it wasn't people coming in. We knew what that information was needed, and it worked so well that massive changes have been implemented, and we're now going to roll that out across other tower blocks in Hume.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah. Tell them what it is.
This book is called Class for Me. It's a word I made up. And Lemn, thank you very much for inspiration throughout my life with your work. So this is a poem to Sophie. Sophie was trying to get me to engage with her, and I was actually having none of it. So this is where we started 3 years ago.
This is Sophie here?
Yes. Poor Sophie. So it goes, tired. Was so tired out from being harvested about our stories. How the vultures from academia, policymakers too, want to engage with us, sit down and have a brew. Listening, dissecting, explaining, all the while claiming their latest art plan and research paper. You're no different from the property developers that come and break up an already functional, well-equipped community. We don't need your expertise, but hey, thanks for the opportunity. I think a conference is what's here today with these lower income groups, so we can take notes watching the bleeding, all the while scheming. Would this be a greatest hook for my latest book that I'm learning too? I'm learning to see behind the doublespeak. I seek the truth beneath your deceit. I will record your every experience, your horror and shock, as I turn what you do on its head. Did you know that I could write too? In my latest book, there will be an inscription to those who inspired and those who just took. So, thanks for your interest. We're learning to say no. We are capable enough to create our own show on our terms, where no one redefines our truth. Listen out for us, we plan to raise the roof. Obviously, it's all changed, and we've got a fantastic partnership with the universities, and I've actually learned to like a few of the academics, so we're getting...
Thank you. Thank you so much. The highlight. Thank you. There's only be one poet round here, pal, just saying.
How do we follow that? So, I've got to try. So, to our next Public and Community Engagement Award, this one is for outstanding public contribution, and it recognises the important partnerships the university has with people outside the university where we partner to advance our work together. And this highly commended award, first of all, goes to a project that provided artwork packs to boost well-being and community spirit during the pandemic. Congratulations go to Lucy Burska for Dab Hands That'll Need Stitching. Now to the winner, please, Lemn.
And the winner for outstanding public contribution goes to Wendy Swan and team for Trafford. 500 words. 500 words. Right, that's for you, and that's for you, and I'll go on this side, you go on here. Oh, that's a great shot, though, you two. One of you two. That's a great shot. I just spoiled the shot. I spoiled the shot. Thank you, well done. Right,
Working with schools in Trafford in Greater Manchester, the School of Environment, Education and Development created a creative writing programme for children in lockdown, designed to help children get creative and really enjoy their writing. Since then, the competition that they've created has gone from strength to strength, with students really enjoying taking part, and just under 2,000 of them joined Rebecca Grant in the Manchester Institute of Education for a session on Zoom earlier this year. It's been amazing to hear just how much progress the children have made with their writing, and I've loved hearing all about the programme. I can't wait to see where it goes next. Congratulations to everybody involved.
yeah, so firstly, I love this project, but is there anybody you'd like to acknowledge? Yes, yes.
Probably too many people to sort of say, just sort of all go. But really, Johnny Hook for sort of believing in the project at the start.
Where is he, Johnny?
He's just in the corner over here.
There you go, there's Johnny there.
And then Rebecca for fantastic creative writing workshops, a Zoom with 700 children, which was absolutely amazing over lockdown. And PG...
One workshop with 700 children.
All in their classrooms.
All in their classrooms.
Yeah.
So you were getting them to write as well.
Yeah,
so you can't say that, we cannot say that Zoom is not human when you make that happen.
Yeah.
Incredible, yes.
Yeah, it was quite crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
And also Rebecca Phillips with the PGCE students, who've all acted as judges, and Rebecca has been a judge as well. Also David Saville has been a top layer judge as well. So all those people, thank you very much.
Wendy Swan and team, Rebecca, thank you very much. Thank you. Well done. Well done.
Thank you, Lemn. And now for the final award in this category, which is Outstanding National or International Engagement. The highly commended award in this category goes to a project that worked with rural communities in Sri Lanka to remove barriers to healthcare and improve vaccine and mask wearing uptake during the pandemic. Congratulations go to Raj Ayaratnam and Kurasingam Satkuna Raja for the project, which was empowering rural communities in Sri Lanka from COVID-19. Congratulations, Raj. Okay, over to you, Lemn, to announce the winner, please.
Okay, the winner of outstanding national or international engagement is Rupert Cox and Alejandro Valencia Toban for Cucasonic, translating biodiversity into new music in Colombia. My best. I really apologize. Cucasonic, thank you. Congratulations. Okay, I'm going to watch a little film.
Cucasonic is a music and bioscience collaboration that raises awareness of biodiversity in Colombia and more globally. So it takes the natural soundscapes, so the sounds of the birds, the bats and the frogs, and transforms it into music. Through doing that, you can measure the biodiversity of a particular area and therefore its health. So this project's made a difference because it's led to a new album. So this is in conjunction with the Vinyl Factory and features artists such as Brian Eno. But not only this, it's developed a new model of citizen science biodiversity that brings a diverse group of people to listen to the sounds of the forest. A big congratulations to Rupert, Alejandro and the wider Cucasonic team for bringing this together.
It's a question I should ask you, Rupert, on behalf of yourself and also Alejandro Valencia Toban. For fascinating work. Where did the idea come from?
Came from Alejandro, who's watching in Colombia right now, and who was a PhD student here, and it was really his inspiration. It was a project that he began thinking about, and we brought together, and this is the result.
And if you could summarize the project in a nutshell, no, forget the nutshell, but if you could summarize the project so that somebody like me can understand it, how would you do that?
Drawing attention to biodiversity loss by translating data into art forms, and along the way bringing communities who wouldn't otherwise think about it in the way that music can communicate.
Beautiful, thank you. Thank you so much, Rupert. Thanks, Rupert.
Huge congratulations to all our public engagement winners. Over the years, many of the winners and highly commended entrants for the public engagement categories have been involved in our annual community festival, which is therefore a great time to plug that we will be returning also to an in-person community festival this year, which we're really excited about. It happens on Saturday, the 25th of June. Everyone is invited to come along and take part, so do get your friends and family of all ages involved. So, Lemn, we nearly got there. We're now on to our final award category, can you believe it, which is Outstanding Contribution to Equality, Diversity and Inclusion. This category recognises the myriad ways our university community is helping to improve equality, diversity and inclusion, both within and beyond the university. So, I have a highly commended award first of all. The highly commended award for Equality, Diversity and Inclusion goes to a project providing free mathematics e-learning resources to students from low-income families. Well done, Yin Hee Lee and the One Ed community. The second highly commended award goes to a project that analysed cancer tumours from Nigerian, Kenyan and South African populations, revealing substantial differences in genetics between different ethnic groups that were previously unknown. Congratulations go to Professor David Wedge for reducing inequalities in cancer tumour genetic screening. The final highly commended award goes to a project that created a manual for Muslim students helping to navigate their time at medical school. So please, well done to Mohamedullah and the team from the Manchester Muslim Medical Student Guide.
I feel like I've met you before. Over there.
Well done. Well done, Mohammed. Some amazing, highly commended projects there. Well done, everyone. So, Lemn, please, now for the overall winner in this category.
George Abolo and the Black Excellence Network.
The Black Excellence Network essentially realises that there are racial disparities in both sort of education, but also in the workplace for specifically Black people in the UK. This is a community which thinks about consultancy and mentorship and how to effectively uplift or bring a more sort of equal playing field for Black students in the UK. So the project's tackling this issue in two ways. The first is mentorship. So there's a year 13 mentorship program, which essentially supports Black students in year 13 with their applications to university. And the second thing also doing is also around consultancy. So if you think that there are groups of people within society who definitely have networks that others just aren't as privy to, this is ensuring that you have the access to people who can help you, whether it's with your personal statement or meeting people who do the jobs that you aspire to. So a massive congratulations to the Black Excellence Network and George, of course. It's been such an honour to watch you doing this alongside your medical studies as well. And I'm super proud of you. You call me your mentor, but I actually think I'm being mentored by you, and you're showing us how we should really be ensuring that we pay it forward and lifting others up as we progress in life. So congratulations.
George, you must be incredibly busy. What do you see for the future for this project?
There's quite a few things. So we have quite a large team, student-based team, and there's a few things we want to do. So first of all, we're actually partnered with the university, so there's great work we want to do with them, and obviously organizations like UCAS and Department for Education. So once again, working with them, we want to kind of reduce the barriers Black students face into higher education and onto careers. We're also looking to raise funding to hopefully get a part-time worker, because one thing about our network is during exam season, students are revising, right? So we want to get a part-time worker who can keep us consistent.
George Abolo.
George is also becoming something of a multi-award winning student, and I don't know how it is that medical students seem to have the most time to do these sorts of things, but it seems to be the case every year, and I know you're very busy. It just shows how dedicated. So that nearly concludes the evening, and before we start to wrap up, I wanted to share with you a specially recorded message from the Chair of our Board of Governors, Mr. Edward Astle, who can't be here tonight, but really wanted to say a few things about these awards, which he really supports. So please play that. With sound, please, if you can. We don't mind rewinding if you can find the sound.
There's a lip reader that's going at last, just for me.
Maybe we won't have Edward then. We'll pause it there. If we can get it, there may be an opportunity in between something else. But let me do some other thanks while they try to see if they can find sound on the video. So first of all, I wanted to thank colleagues from Food on Campus for the fabulous food and drink tonight. Put your hands together for them, please.
Alison Shedlock.
I hope you lot haven't drunk all the wine, because I haven't been able to have a glass yet, so hopefully I can get some later. Thanks to Media Services, who set up and ran tonight's event with such patience and enthusiasm, because without you none of this would be possible. Hands together for them, please. Yeah. I'd like to thank Bogdan and Jordan for the film's amazing work, and also to Corey Stout for support with social media. No. And I'd also like to thank our amazing live band who've come all the way from Whalley Range and Chorlton. So please put your hands together for Funked It Up. You kept the script for comedy drum roll. Thank you very much, Pete. Pete's used to playing at the Pyramid stage at Glastonbury, so we're really proud to get him into the Whitworth Hall, but he's never played here before, so hope we can welcome you back again. So, and last but certainly by
but
no
has
means
he played
least,
Wigan?
Has he played Wigan?
If you've not played Wigan Library, you've been to Wigan Library, but you've not played. Okay, that's fair enough.
He's from Rochdale.
He's from Rochdale.
Local lad,
okay.
Yeah.
Have you played Failinge Park? You know the bandstand in the middle of Failinge Park? You have, yeah. I've played in it, but I've not. Yes.
Where do I go from here, Lemn? So, I know where I need to go, and that's to thank some really important team. And they're the team in my office, the Office for Social Responsibility. So to Marie and Deanne for their organisation, to Mags for writing my most terrible puns, all the good ones were mine, to Rachel, who's tried to keep me to script all evening, and last but by no means least, to Lisa Govey. As ever, Lisa has managed tirelessly these awards from the launch, which happens around 9 months ago, right through to what time we can relax in Crowbar afterwards. So please put your hands together for Lisa and the rest of my team. So that's my team, but there's also somebody else rather important that we need to thank, and that's the person who lights up these awards, who will somehow have to manage without in the future, and that's of course you, Lemn. So we do have another award, which might be the biggest one you've ever received to date, just to warn you. But before we say more about this, can I ask our Vice President, again, Nalin Thacker, to introduce us, please. Nalin.
As many of you will know, this is the final year of Lemn being our Chancellor. But I should add immediately that his association with the university will continue long beyond that. Lemn has been truly outstanding and inspirational Chancellor. He has helped raise the profile of the university, and he has been a real champion for our social responsibility work. Lemn, it has been an absolute privilege for all of us to have been able to work with you over the last 7 years. I remember when you got appointed. Like me in my current role, you were the first person of colour to have such a role. You won't remember this, but at the dinner afterwards, I came to congratulate you. And you shook my hand and then gave me a big hug. So you were the first Chancellor that I've hugged. That first introduction to Lemn absolutely captures Lemn's nature. Lemn, you're a man who's warm, and open, who invites people into your world through your way of working with them, and a man who shares something of yourself and the human condition through your beautiful poetry. In every ceremony or event that Lemn has presided over, he has made people laugh, relax, and feel included. This is such a wonderful quality, to be able to create spaces where people feel noticed, feel valued, and feel respected. Lemn welcomes everyone in our community with open arms. He's given so much to our work on social responsibility, and through your honorary professorship, you will be a key part of our university's future. I know we will be acknowledging and marking your 7 years here with a separate event to this evening, but it is only fitting that we introduce a new category of awards tonight, and that is the Chancellor's Making a Difference Award. So, Lemn, this award comes from all of us to you for all you've done for our university. So can we all put our hands together for our Chancellor Lemn Sissay in receiving this historic Chancellor's Making a Difference Award.
Carry on. No, don't get down. I want to have a final picture of this. Keep clapping. Jeez. I've got to do this. Come, please come. And you as well, Nalin. But please, thank you. So I just want to do this. Thank you. That's, come in. That's the one. Is that good? Thank you.
Lemn, I've seen you interrogate all our winners here tonight, so this is the time I get to ask the questions to another winner. So my first question is...
One of these?
Yes,
I've actually got one. That's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing.
And you have to answer some questions because you got one of those. Sorry.
Okay, yes.
So the first question is, what advice would you give all our winners and highly commended here tonight?
I enjoy it, but be kind to yourself. That's what this award is saying. You know, you've worked so hard. You know, we've been through so much. That's what the award is doing. It's saying you deserve this time to congratulate yourself, but to hold yourself. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. So that would be my advice above all things, because we need you to be well if you're going to make a difference. Okay, making a difference and driving yourself into the ground until you feel like you can't make any more differences because you've given so much. It's great, but somebody once said to me, put down the cross, we need the wood for a fire. The point is, sorry, but the point is, aside from that, look after yourself, be kind to yourself, be your own favourite auntie. And let her say to you, look, just stop running for a minute. You did good. You did good here. You're doing good here. But most of all, do it for you as well. And by the way, I've got to say that this is advice for me. You know, I would never really advise something to somebody that I didn't think was very important for me to be able to get through.
Thank you. I've got one more question.
Okay.
It's a broader question. What have been your highlights?
My highlights.
As Chancellor.
My highlights is a great question, because it really is all about me. Me. So one of the things that I have a constant sense of inadequacy. And I should say that my highlight has been to be surrounded by so many incredibly intelligent people who match their intelligence with integrity. Intelligence without integrity can be kind of dangerous. And we're starting to learn this with computers and science. I was listening to a great program on Radio 4 today, which was saying, you know, if data does not have compassion, we're walking into a nightmare. So all of this conversation about data here and how it applies to the needs of community, in other words, the needs of young people and well-being, if data doesn't apply to that, we are walking backwards into a Black Mirror. I don't know if any of you have watched Black Mirror, but all of the signs are out there as to the dangers, but also the solutions and the next level connection that we can make with community. Data works, but only if we have, it's all in knowledge, wisdom and humanity. It's all in the motto of this university. Apply that to data, which is what we're doing here, and a better world is happening. It's in Hopton, the housing project. It's in that, you know, so it's in all of us. And
thank you.
Sorry, what I wanted to say was really, in real simple terms, I am surrounded by incredible people at this university who know much more about, more than me, about many things. And the way that they apply their knowledge to the community and to themselves is outstanding. And I'm constantly humbled by being in that environment and honoured to be a Chancellor.
Well, it's been an honour having you as a Chancellor.
Thank you. Wait a minute. Okay, I see.
I believe we have the honour of hearing the new poem you've written for tonight's awards, and which is being released next week as with a film. So please, Lemn, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's such an interesting thing you've just said. The stage is mine, and you need to be in a university that will give a poet the stage. No, I mean, you do though, you know. I was joking there for anybody at home, sorry. And I'll read this piece, which has been made into a film by Bogdan there, and the film will be out soon, so it's kind of slightly naked as a poem now, outside of production values, which it was written for. initially, so I'm just going to read it bare. I feel slightly exposed because poetry is the voice at the back of the mind. It's the you of you, with all of your spelling mistakes. So it's called live stream. Let us exchange, because I've written a series of poems over my time as Chancellor, which have connected with people to a degree, to different degrees. Let us exchange knowledge with the gift of time and wisdom and humanity, the heart, the head, the mind. We have the technology. It is code written in our DNA to find cures and questions, to open doors, to light the way. Here is the body, the center of learning. You enter spaces yet unknown. To save our world is to save time, to define tomorrow. Mind blown. Press send, my friend, press send. They say action speaks louder than words. But words are the first action, the language of the unheard. You are the heart of who we are, to teach, to yearn, to share, to work, the answers yet to be found through knowledge, learning, and research. We see your greatness, the strength of your will. What it took to get you this far is what will take you further still. You are the center of the university. The seat of learning is your home. Nature is diversity. You're not alone. Let us exchange knowledge with the gift of time for wisdom and humanity, the heart, the head, the mind. At the University of Light, we study the sky. We stay awake all night and await the alumni.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, that's all, folks.
My poems are on the national curriculum. I just want you to know that, just in case you want to be critical. It's fine, but yeah. And I'm happy to be judge, by the way, of, alongside other people from the university, of the Twitter poetry competition. You know, we communicate now via words and image through the internet. There are more words passing between more people now than since the beginning of time. And it happens through the great publisher in the sky. We connect through words. So we use images and metaphors to tell stories, as so many of you do here. And that Twitter-based poetry competition has a prize of £500. So I urge you, from all of the different projects, to go for it. It starts soon. John McAuliffe and Creative Manchester are behind it, and the university. I shall stop now.
Thank you very much, Lemn.
Thank you.
A round of applause again, please, for
Please,
that poem.
no.
It was amazing. So that's all. You better not look down, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Take it away, please. Funked it up. Here's to more good times.
Yeah.